Welcome back. You're watching FBC News. The Mormi Bay Resort is back on the agenda for the Fijian government as it tries to better the affairs of the FNPF. He adds the FNPF will also look at other avenues to better its operations.
However, FNPF is faced with a continuing challenge of finding new investment opportunities that provide adequate returns to its members. It also has the task of turning around some of its non-performing assets. In this regard, I am pleased to announce that Stage 1 of the Mormi Resort development will commence at the beginning of the second quarter of 2013. Accordingly, FNPF will complete the development of the resort with an estimated investment of $150 million. Government, of course, will assist this initiative by ensuring that the project is completed expeditiously. As part of government's collaboration with FNPF, it will sell its overseas mission properties to FNPF and lease them back. This will provide FNPF offshore investment opportunities with attractive and sustained returns while reducing the operational costs for government.
$400,000 has been set aside to incorporate the ambulance services into the National Fire Authority. The government says this is being done to ensure saving lives of Fijians becomes easier than in the past.
On land, we are incorporating ambulance response services into our National Fire Authority. Minutes or seconds can make the critical difference between life and death. We want our emergency services to have the capability to respond quickly to save lives. Currently, the NFA's response units exist in the Suva-Nusori corridor. From 2013, they will be introduced at the Singatoka and Bar fire stations and will be rolled out to other stations in the coming years. This initiative will cost $400,000 in 2013.
The Water Authority of Fiji has received $110 million for 2013. This includes work to improve the sewage systems between the Suva-Nusori corridor, and there will be 34 rural water schemes completed. Also, Maritime Safety Authority of Fiji has received $6.6 million. The government has also made all life jackets made locally duty-free. The government's commitment for law and order was highlighted in the 2013 national budget as the police was given an increment of $8 million. The Corrections Services was also boosted with more money to employ 100 more prison officers.
So in the 2013 budget, we will provide an additional $8 million to the Fiji Police Force to improve their operational capacity, to bring the total allocation of $92 million. This includes an increase of $6 million to cover operational costs. We have allocated $2.5 million to purchase equipment and $800,000 to upgrade police stations and quarters. The force's budget has been reorganized for 2013. Unit heads will now be responsible for financial decisions. This reduces bureaucracy and will lead to improved efficiency, responsiveness, and accountability. We will also strengthen the prison system, adding more than 100 staff to the ranks of prison officers. The Fiji Prisons and Corrections Services will receive $21 million in 2013, including a $3 million increase in their operational budget. In addition, $700,000 will be allocated to upgrade and maintain staff quarters and prisons. Funds will also be provided to install CCTV cameras in our prisons that will help to minimize security breaches. I am pleased to announce that the Yellow Ribbon program will continue in 2013 with an allocation of $200,000. The program has reduced the rate of recidivism from 21% in 2009 to 3% in 2011. We have also made good progress in eliminating the corruption at all levels that has long plagued our country. We are winning, but the war on corruption is not over. Corruption steals from ordinary Fijians and erodes the people's faith in their institutions, both public and private. Complementing law enforcement, FACAC has been diligent and assertive in investigating and rooting out corruption. In 2013, it will receive $8 million to continue its critical work.
A leading economist has commended the overall 2013 budget. Dr. Sunil Kumar, a professor at the University of the South Pacific, says while the bigger deficit is a concern, the overarching intention of the budget is to be commended.
This deficit surely will put pressure on the domestic financial system if this deficit is financed domestically, which I assume would happen. So that's a bad news, but the good news is that the road infrastructure that the government has committed to, I think would lead to good outcomes.
The tourism industry will again receive $23.5 million to help fund the cost of marketing Fiji abroad. The rebranding of Tourism Fiji and Air Pacific to Fiji Airways are significant changes to the industry in 2013, which will continue to make tourism our biggest foreign earner.
Under the slogan Fiji, where happiness finds you, and our national airline as Fiji Airways is expected to further boost the performance of the tourism industry. It will cement its place as Fiji's #1 foreign exchange earner.
Coming up, more budget stories, including the allocation for the sports ministry.